Welcome to the stream. Sunday stream. Easter stream. All the streams. Let's continue with this one. A little bit. It needs to be continued, so we will continue with this. I have started this one as something that looks like a charcoal sketch. We're gonna take it up a couple of notches, I hope. Happy Zombie Jesus Day. Always happy Zombie Jesus Day. So yeah. How you doing? Have you eaten many Happy Jesus zombies or so? No matter how I put that one, it's gonna be very bad. Don't eat zombie Jesus. It's can be considered too sexual. We don't want that. You have not eaten the body of Jesus in many, many years. This is positive. I do not... 10 out of 10 do not recommend eating the Christ of Jesus. The body of Jesus. You know what I mean. Oops. Well, drinking his blood, well, drinking blood in general, might be pagan enough. You're not a cannibal or a vampire? Oh man. Disappointed! Okay, so I wanted to refine this one a little bit. So we're gonna see what we can do about that one. This one might actually pull us a wee bit further away from the you know, the roughness, but we will live with this. This is what we do. Okay, we're gonna merge the visible layers and I'm gonna put a new layer. Okay. First step. As always, I have an extra up there in that direction. I have an extra what should I call it? An extra screen showing the character on. So I'm gonna do this one brightness, so don't accidentally change the colors, because I'm gonna add colors later on top of everything, but not just yet. So what have you done then on Zombie Jesus Days? Have you done anything? Have you had some time off at the very least? Oops. went to the store this morning. Oh man. It's like... Went and visited Grandma yesterday and put together some sort of contraption for her. That was enough adventure for this weekend. Easter weekend is riled with contraptions for Grandma. That's okay. Ooh, sorry, I'm replying to something here quickly. Hey, Red. I'm gonna go to Red tomorrow and hopefully not out too much whilst I help with stuff, and hopefully be able to help with stuff. Minimum amount of ow is possible, yes. So it's important that I actually get something to do to showcase for, you know, the unemployment service that I'm trying. And because of that one, I got to do some work on Friday. Was it Friday? It was Friday. Day before yesterday. Today is Sunday, isn't it? It's difficult because tomorrow is a day off, so. And that that labor involved was a temp job, and it involved being a helper, or well, I don't know what you call it, someone who helps at a waste site. So you have container parks where you go and drop off your garbage, and they exist in Belgium just as well as everywhere else. And when you go to a container park in Belgium, you usually have people that are there to help you with making sure that the right garbage is put in the right place for recycling, so that you don't get like weird ass shit happening with recycling. And that was what I was helping with. And you don't help people to throw things, because you know that one isn't a thing. But that one doesn't mean that you don't do hard, heavy labor, and I'm not used to that one anymore, unfortunately. I've been weakened by my arting. Art made me weak, or something. But it was okay. When I came home, I was really tired because it was an entire day on your feet, and that's, you know. And I got up early and I slept poorly because, you know, you don't know how the day is gonna be and stuff like that. But it wasn't really tough during the day. It was really something I started feeling yesterday, and today has been quite horrible. Tiger Balm is your friend. I'll tell you that much. Okay. So that was that. That was what we were doing there. Am I still online? Yes, I am. It got very silent. Which can only mean that both of you are busy, so that's fine. I am just doing my thing anyway. And household work. No, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. Yes. If the music gets to anyone, just let me know. I'm just enjoying something that is relatively it's meant to focus me. But if it gets annoying, then let me know so I can adjust. Your little brother keeps pocket dialing you? Oh, nah. Put him on next time. Dude! Because yeah, what happened this time? I mean, here's how this one works in Belgium. In Belgium, that means that he owes you pints. Just saying. So I'm just refining this one a little bit. I'm trying to keep a little bit of that texture feeling, so I'm just doing like chicken scratches and whatnot to get the things in. And I am looking at the reference, but you know. Now this is not the same brother as you were talking about last time. What is it? I actually don't know if you have more than one brother. This is your youngest brother. Fair enough. The burden of being an older brother, I know it well. Eldest of three, so am I. Next step is to tell you what my mother's maiden name was and all of that shit. Your sister calls me like this. Hi and welcome, Drew Course. Okay. My siblings don't call me like that at all. But then again, I live abroad from them, so there's that. Yes. If you consider the US like Europe, then I too live abroad from there. Yeah, but I don't know. Can you consider the US like Europe in that fashion? I don't know. I mean, you guys consider it to be long distance and stuff, but it's not. I don't know. How long are your phone numbers? I like the standard phone number that I know in US is like 555, and I assume that that one is like Los Angeles or New York or whatever, something like that. But like, how does that one work with? Because we have like there is an entire your international code to call the US. The international code is +1, right? And after +1, if you consider the next number to be a local number of some sort, like a local, like a Phoenix number or whatever, then that one would be starting usually with a 0. At least it does in Europe, right? But like if I want to call my family, I have to hit +46 because Belgium is +32. So you already have that distinction, right? And yeah, sure, it's easier to do that one nowadays with, you know, with cell phones and whatnot, but it's also a lot more difficult to just randomly call a different country in that sense. At least, I mean, at least that's how I feel it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just old. Don't answer that one. Anyone. Especially not my brother-in-law. You've been called from UK once? I mean, my lovely wife gets random calls from French-speaking people in Brussels asking for Massimo or something like that. You live pretty far from them? Yeah. I wasn't, you know, diminishing it. I was just like, I genuinely don't know how big of a difference it is to call out of state in that sense in comparison to how it is in Europe. That's basically what I'm going at. Then the area code. In case anyone wondering, like I said, I'm looking at a reference and I'm just trying to get the general shading to be better than what it was on my sketch. And it means shaping things a little bit. And then we do this. We just So I have a tool here that is essentially the same as using a, it's called a blend. And so when you work with pen and paper, you can have something called a blender, which is basically a paper stick. Or you can use your fingers as well. That's the traditional way of doing it. If you see someone who does like, I know, fancy fine art with pencil and whatnot, then usually what they will do is like they will draw, and then once they have drawn the thing, they will you know, rub over the paper with their thumb or their finger, and then you get a softening of everything. And that's basically what this tool up here does. So all of those scratchy lines and stuff like that will be evened out a little bit. To make it look a little bit nicer. I didn't do the brows on the other side, but on this side it actually becomes a lot more important to get. So how are you doing, Drew Course? Have you been here before? I'm not sure. It's not a prerequisite for being able to speak or say anything, and you also don't have to say anything. It is not a place where anyone that is here is just forced to talk or anything like that. That's not. Just like to interact with people if they're up for it. And meanwhile, before, you know, that one of the reasons why I'm doing these chicken scratch thingies is because I'm trying to get to a nice and readily available way of drawing and sketching and painting in Clip Studio. So what I have done is, but I also wanted to feel like, you know, when you draw and paint on paper, because I want to do more of that, and I was quite out of practice with that one for a long time. So what I've done is I've located a quite good artist. He's called Kong Nguyen, I think. He's based in the US somewhere, I think in California or Florida, one of the southern states, southern parts of the US, but I don't know exactly where. And he does quite nice portraits of all kinds. But one of the things that he does is he uses oil-based pencils, color pencils, to draw faces and paintings that are pretty nice. And I acquired quite a while ago, actually, when I still had a studio as a registered company. I got one of his tutorials on how to draw and get that one. And one of the things that he does is specifically this technique of scribbling and, you know, following specific lines of the thing that you want to paint or draw, but at the same time also utilizing your fingers or your blender to create a nice texture on the face and get things to look decent and nice. So that's basically what I'm trying to do here, trying to work along that way of drawing and painting. because I'm a sucker for those things. Beware, Morio, you're being nominated as the yapper. Just saying. You've always been the yapper? Fair enough. I won't take it away from you then. Yeah. I have been known to be accused of the same. We need a little bit of her hair coming down there. So some of this looks kind of grayish. I'm going to show you the difference because what I'm using right now is just brightness, which means that it doesn't take any of the colors. It takes all of the colors from below and it just changes light and dark, right? So this is set at brightness, and if I set it at normal, it doesn't change much. Huh, that's funny. It does change a little bit. It gets a little bit more gray and colorless. What is this? Okay, sorry about that. I have a friend who is asking questions on occasion. It's a common friend of me and Natasha, and they're having a little bit of a rough time right now, so. Yeah, well, it happens. It's not nice, but it happens. It's I don't know what to say about it beyond that, to be quite honest. That happens more and more the older you get, unfortunately. I was drawing this one and I went like, oh shit, and now everything is gonna shake for everyone on the stream. No, it's not gonna shake for you because you see the screen as it is, but I see the table moving as I'm moving my pencil all over the place. So for me, everything is moving all the time, like it's really shaking on my end. Okay, so that's a quite substantial change already. We like that. One of the downsides about working like this though is that it does take time. One of the upsides is the result will be awesome. I hope. This is where I'm gonna start to adjust the lips as well, because it's they're not exactly how I want them to be, so. All good things do take time, yes. I agree. But not all things that take time are good, though. Okay. You are? Slowly but surely. Yes, Shirley, she's just around hanging. Don't mind Shirley. See, I knew there was something weird here going on. Can't have that weirdness going on. Not unintentionally in any case. Unintentional weirdness is the worst. So any fun plans for the week for anyone, or just any fun plans for the week? I need to stop giving suggestions for how to continue the answers, because that is apparently a really bad thing to do. Hashtag. Nothing fun, just working. New episode of The Last of Us tonight, and I think Andor season. Oh, there's new episodes of The Last of Us? Where is that one again? I can't remember. I really enjoyed those ones, The Last of Us. Andor as well. Andor's fine, but yeah, Andor is fun. But The Last of Us was really up my alley. HBO Max. I don't think it was there that we watched it, because we don't have, or where I watched it, because we don't have that one. But it gives me at least an idea of where to look. Well, the thing is, though, is that even though it does take time, the refinement process, I'm really liking this one, actually. There is the only negative part about doing this one like this is that if I'm gonna work like this on pen and paper, it is not as easy to move around things, because now I can change colors to bright ones, and I can do that one with pen and paper as well, especially if I use those pens that, for instance, the guy uses Kong Nguyen. They're designed to be like that. However, you still are suggested to work light to dark, and currently I'm actually doing a little bit of both. And it has the benefit of working in digital is that I can do that one without fear of, you know, the lights being washed out. That one is not the same when you work on with paper and traditional, because there are certain things that you just cannot cover. Wait, I was a bit strong. Time to save before I lose my work. Okay. I see I haven't worked up that part. Let's see what we can do about it. We're gonna just add in a little bit of darkness here. This is kind of what I mean. I can add darkness to this area, and we can kind of work things around, and then I can add, you know, brighter stuff later. I have her scar coming down there, and I think I'm gonna make her scar come. It went out on the side here, but I think I'm gonna make it come down a bit further down on the cheek, on the bottom of her face. I added an extra scar there. That's okay. We can do that. She can have 2 scars. Nothing stopping you from having 2 scars. Face is getting close to done, so that's good. And then we need to work our way through the hair, which is horrible because hair is horrible. Yes, take the packages. I love it when a plan comes together. Welcome back. I was just talking about how I love when a plan comes together. Fully knowing that this one was not planned, it was just random shit. It's well, it's there is a bit of a plan into it, but you know. There's a general idea that we're working from. That I'm working from. Also, the blender I have, it gives like a really faint texture to it, so it doesn't. It's not a perfect soft blend in any way. It's just. It just kind of does its thing, really. Just trying to make the scar look decent. I'm not sure if that one works yet, but okay, let's see. That's not right. Kinda looks like a scar, doesn't it? Kinda. It does. Okay, good. Struggling a little bit with making this side look suitably like it's hair needs to be closer to the here. As long as it looks a little bit like a scar, I'm happy. I think that my lovely wife and the dogs and whatnot might be back from their walkies. Okay, that is quite a big change. I do like that one though. Let's save this one again. All right, and I might give her a an earring because I like that one. Something that sticks out and screams ecclesiarchy or some such. So the way that you do that one is by adding a faint fleur-de-lis oops like so, like so, and then you add a highlight or two because, as we all know, Hinting is the name of the game. I think I get a little bit darker over here. We are going to stop soon though. Because it is time to do so. And because my pooches are annoying. Let's just do this one. Add a little bit of backlight. Oops, that was too far down. Huh. It feels so weird to do these scribble thingies because you look at them and you go like, what the fuck? That doesn't show anything. That doesn't look like anything. And then you just scribble them out and suddenly it kind of works. A lot of it has to do with contrast. Whatever I'm doing is working. Fair enough. So if this one it should be here. I made it too low. I made it too low. I think that one is still too low. Too high up on that side. The texture on this particular blender is called impasto. Not that that one necessarily means anything, but it just nice to know for those who are interested. Alright, time to zoom out. I still need to fix this head. This part of the hair is not it's not really correct. Used to be a little bit further out. I think I made her hair too small. She has to have bigger hair, I think. Big hair, Una. Maybe not on this side, but on this side it looks a wee bit weird. And I keep on painting even though I said I was gonna quit. Bad artist. That sounds so kinky though. I mean, we don't kink shame here, but okay. I'm going to stop. I need to stop before it gets too much. So we're gonna save that as, and then we're gonna do a time-lapse time. Definitely need to work this one up a little bit more. The hair is I'll show you why. The distance between here and here, the chin and where the brows start, should be roughly the same distance as between where the brows start and the top. And I don't think it is. I think I need to get a little bit higher. So yeah. It looks a little bit off for me. Anyways, time-lapse time. Thank you so much for being here, and watching me do this one for an hour or two. And see you next time. Should be tomorrow, unless I get called in for some sort of work. But yeah, take care. Bye-bye.